Okay, so we are back on day 2 of the Polo. Today is a day that we're going to sort of complete everything. Apologies, I've had to cut this into a bit of a multi-part series, but I just ended up with far too much footage of everything that I was doing. My original plan was just to swap the front bumper, and yeah, now I'm going to do both bumpers. Obviously done the roof channels, I'm going to put a new grill in, stuff like that, probably adjust the coilovers, just get it all sitting nicely. So yeah, let's go with part 2 of sorting the Polo out, and the first thing we're going to do now is take the bumpers off, and then hopefully, yeah, get the grill off. I wouldn't mind painting the little bit under the grill, just this bit here. It's quite stone chipped. If I can get that off easily, I've got some paint and stuff to colour match. So yeah, hopefully we'll get that off. But yeah, let's just stop talking and get to it. We've got the wheels, they're ready to go on, and hopefully these bumpers, after giving them a quick wash, are going to be all lovely and dry and in a bit better condition than when we picked them up, which they look like it. They need a bit of back to black treatment, but that's all right, we can sort that. So yeah, now today's job is getting this red pinstripe back on those bumpers, and then they are ready to go on. The car needs cleaning, and then we can sort it all out and make it look nice with a bit of back to black and whatnot. So we'll get this red pinstripe on, and yeah, get them back on the car. There we go, both pinstripes complete, looking absolutely lovely, not so bad, and that one looking spot on. Only thing is, I have noticed on the front of this bumper, obviously these are second hand, so you've got to expect this sort of stuff, this bracket is snapped. Now that is actually part of the bumper, you can't get a new one, so I'm going to have to somehow glue that back together and hopefully make it work. It's not fully come off, there's still one. There's two holding it on, it's just snapped at the top, which is a bit of a bummer, but we shall see. It's obviously had a bit of handiwork, this bumper, in its past, because somebody's cable tied it, drilled extra holes and cable tied it, but that doesn't really matter to me. You won't be able to see it once it's on. So I'm going to fix that and then wait for that to dry, and we'll do something else in the meantime. Right, so that's the bumper sorted, a bit of Gorilla Glue, and I shall just leave that setting now. You can see there which bracket is snapped. Just that one there. But yeah, so we'll leave that to set. It says cure time's about an hour, so I'm going to go get all the other bumper off and the grill. I've got a new grill, which is over here somewhere. Nice shiny new grill to go on. So yeah, we'll get that on, and a few other bits, whatever I can find in this area. This is all random parts for the car. And yeah, so we'll go get the bumpers off. Okay, so there we go, front end off. I tell you what I am going to do there, I have got a new headlight which I might put in at the same time. It sort of makes sense while all this is out. I would really love to get this painted, but I don't think that comes off the car very easily. It looks like it's sort of welded on. But if I take the headlights out, I might quickly just give it a bit of a spruce up, to be honest with you. We'll see how it goes. I'll take the headlight out, depending on how easy that is. As you can see, this headlight has, yeah, I'm not sure if something's hit it or whatever. It's a shame, because it's, if you can see there, it is the original headlight, number plate etched into it, but it's no good to me. The bracket has snapped, so we'll get that out now. Okay, so that is the front end completely off and clean. I'm feeling it. I think we're going to transform the Polo. I've taken the lights off. I think, to be honest, I'm going to tint the front lights before I put them back on, because it is starting to rain. I'm going to quickly give all this a bit of a sand down and a paint, just to get rid of all these little chips and stuff. And then, yeah, I might tint the lights before they go back on. Obviously, if I don't like it, I can just take it off. Disclaimer, if you are a professional painter or you know anything about paint, look away now. This is by no means going to be a good job. This is where we're up to. We're all taped off. It did start raining, so I've had to redo it all again, because if there's one thing I do know about paint is that you shouldn't do it in the rain. So as you can see, we've got this little trim bit here in this first layer of sort of etch primer. Yeah, I scuffed it up a bit, sort of as much as I could, and then put etch on. Then I've just got some normal grey primer to go over that, and then I believe we'll sand that down, get some colour on it, then some clear coat. But what I'm going to do is, in between waiting for these to dry, I've got some tint film, so we're going to go tint the lights and probably the indicators as well, just to, I don't know, give it a meaner look, and because I've got nothing else better to do while I'm waiting for this to dry. So let's go do that, and in between doing the lights, I'll keep on coming out and giving this a couple more layers up until we're starting to put lacquer on. So it's a warm day, hopefully it's all going to work out and not look too bad. Let's go. Reason number 2 for tinting these, I don't know how much this will pick up on camera, but this is my new light compared to the old one, and I don't know if you can see, but this one is, that one is very, very shiny. Whoever sold me this, it is unbelievable condition. No yellowing at all compared to sort of that, which is my old one, passenger side. So yeah, them two are basically the ones that are going back on the car. That one is obviously shinier than that one, so I thought if I tint them, it sort of makes it blends in a little bit more, as well as sort of a bit of an aesthetic thing. So yeah, we'll get on with tinting them now and getting back on the car. Okay, not sure how well that picks it up, but obviously there's the new one, there is a tinted one. By no means is this a good job. That I am not a rapper at all. I'm not a mechanic, and I'm definitely not a rapper, but I think it looks alright, to be honest, and hopefully it should just make them be a little bit more subtle when I get them back on the car. So I'm not going to bore you with doing the second one, we're just going to do it and then we'll get them back on the car. In the meantime, I'm going to go put another layer of primer on the little bump strip on the front. So I'll catch up with you when the other light is wrapped and we have got some paint on the bumper.
A few moments later.
Okay, so there we go, everything is now tinted. We've got the indicators, both headlights, and that gives you an idea of sort of what it looked like before. I might, to be honest, sooner or later I might do what's called the Joey mod on these, and rather than tinting them, just take them apart and basically paint the inside chrome bit black, because I would like to get this original cover that has got my number plate etched into it back onto the car, really. So yeah, in the meantime I will go show you where we're up to with the paint, because we're probably ready for a little coat of lacquer. Let's go. Okay, so this is where we are. Obviously it is now in colour, ready for a bit of clear coat. It's obviously, it could be better if I'd used a bit of sort of, I don't know, something that had filled in some of the stone chips and I could have sanded it off, but to be honest it's better than it was, so I'm quite happy. So we are ready for a bit of clear coat. Okay, so while we've got the clear coat drying on the front of the car, I'm going to get on with getting the back bumper off and swapped over. Obviously this is why we're changing it, if you haven't seen already. Just a few scratches and stuff, and I've managed to pick up a bumper that's in pretty mint condition, to be honest, so why not swap it? So I'll get on with that now. Hopefully about 15 minutes or so that lacquer should be dry enough to sort of start rebuilding the front end. We'll obviously get the bumper back on, all the tinted lights, new grille, and yeah, it should be freshened up, ready to go. So I'll set you down and we shall get on with changing the back bumper. Right, there we go, bumper off, and it doesn't look bad condition under there. I couldn't resist while this was off, just having a little clean. Bits like this that you can't usually get into, so yeah, it's good to get that cleaned. Good practice as well, because it lets you know sort of what condition your car's in, if there's any rust. This isn't too bad, there's some appearing, it's not perfect like, but it's not too bad at all. Right, so we'll get the back bumper on, and then we are onto the front. As you can see, the back end of the car is done. We've lowered the coilovers. I've probably dropped them, you can see from there, I don't know, an inch maybe, just to make it a little bit flat, because it was seriously nose down this car before. So yeah, I'll set you up now and we will get all the lights back in. As you can see, this has turned out really nice. The paint matches pretty much spot on. And yeah, you can see the stern chips. I could have done with something that filled it a little bit better, but I'm not a painter, I don't really know what I'm doing, so yeah, I might redo that at some point. But for now, let's get the lights back on, the front bumper back on, and then we can get on with getting the wheels on, dropping the car down, seeing what it looks like with its new lights and, you know, nicer front end. And yeah, hopefully it sits nicely, looks good, and we can get on with cleaning it, ready for Bank Holiday Monday show. So yeah, let's go. Right, so we are pretty much sorted. Bumpers back on, wheels back on the ground. Mike is here. Here's a wave. He's got his beer. So, executive decision, tinted indicators. What's your call?
I'd say no tint.
No tint, right, that's it. They're coming off right now. They're off. Gone. See ya. Okay, so the Polo is done and I've taken it home, I've cleaned it and it is looking absolutely lovely. Obviously we have got the new bumpers, the coilovers on the rear are a little bit lower, the roof gutters just up here, and the tinted lights. Obviously we took the tinted indicators off, it wasn't really my thing, but this is how she sort of sits now. And I tell you what, I'm not mad at it, that looks pretty good. Very happy. Drop a comment down below what you think of that. I'm not being funny, but I think that's it's not a bad looking £600 car, even if it isn't a £600 car anymore. So there we go, after a couple of long days, the Polo is done and it is ready to go to a couple of shows. Obviously we've got Knott's Classic Car Show coming up, so if you are there, give us a shout, and then Manchester Cars and Coffee a couple of weekends after. So yeah, give me a shout if you see me. If anybody's taking a Polo, let me know, because I want to come and have a look at them. Where I live, you do not see any of these cars on the road. It's literally just me. So yeah, make sure that you are subscribed if you've enjoyed this video and you think that the Polo is looking absolutely mega. Give the video a thumbs up and we shall see you in the next one. Peace.